Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and this is our daily show. We don't typically run it on Saturdays, but every now and again we skip the night show. Since there's only 3 games, we didn't do a first look. We decided to wait for the board to populate, and we're giving you 6 picks today. We're going to be talking about the 3-game NBA slate on February 24th, Saturday. Excited to get into some of these games. The Knicks and Celtics game in particular just happened to have a lot of plays that we were into. So that's most of our picks today are in that game. But yeah, we've got 6 for you. And before we get into these plays, though, and our recap, if you've never tried Prize Picks, use our promo code at the bottom of the screen, and they'll match your first deposit up to $100. They're going to just double what you put on. So you deposit the whole 100, you get 200 to play with. Just make sure you put that code in, and they'll hook you up. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notifications bell, just so you don't miss out on these plays. They do get bumped and removed a lot. And if you guys don't mind, just do us a favor and like the video. We never like to say it, but it really does help the channel so much. And you just got to press a button. It takes you a second. So just hook us up, click the like button, and help us continue to grow. We really appreciate you guys. And cool. So these are the plays we're going to be covering. I'm going back to Precious Achiuwa here. I'm going to take his fantasy score in this one against Boston. Feeling good about that. Anthony Edwards, I'm going to be taking his rebounds and assists over 10.5. And then Derek White, I'm taking his fantasy score as well over 28. What are you getting into, Jordy?
Yeah, I'm taking Dante DiVincenzo for over 3.5 3-pointers made. I'm taking Cam Thomas for over 2.5 assists, and I'm taking Josh Hart for over 13 rebounds and assists.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So let's get into real quick. Let's go over our recap. So in the night show, I took Brook Lopez over 17.5 PRA. He ended up cashing this. He went for 20. My other play was Paul George. He hooked us. Took him for over 8.5 rebounds and assists, and he 0.5'd us. He just got to 8, and then didn't do anything else. You want to go over your plays for the night show, Jordy?
Yeah. So my night show was kind of a disaster. I took Vince Williams Jr. for over 11.5 points. He had 9. He got pretty close. I thought he was gonna kill this. He had like 6 points really fast in like the first 2 quarters, and then coming out at halftime, he was just could not get it going. I think he only hit like 1 3 or something. But and then we had Jamal Murray for his assist. This DNP'd, so he didn't end up playing, unfortunately. So yeah, I went 0-1 on that show.
And then the Daily Show, I took Austin Reeves over 29 fantasy score. He got this done for us just barely. He went for 30.5. Then I took Giannis Antetokounmpo. I took his dunks over 2.5, and he just got to 2, and then didn't get that third one. He had a couple times where he was really close, and I was just like ready for him to jam it. And the defense was just a little too good. I think they ended up winning that game. It looks like the Bucks are turning a corner. They're starting to look pretty good. They're looking solid out there. But yeah, he didn't get that third dunk for us, unfortunately. You want to get into yours, bro?
Yeah. So I had taken Jalen Johnson's fantasy score over 36.5. I was a little worried at first in the first quarter. He had a very slow first quarter, but he did get like a block and a steal in that early window, so I was comfortable as long as he could get the scoring and stuff going. He ended up getting a 43.4, so he killed that for us. And then Tyus Jones is one of these guys where it's like he's either going to crush the line for you and he's going to have a fantastic game, or he's going to have one of these games where he just kind of gets shy all around the court, like, and doesn't do much. And he just we took him for over 8.5 assists. He got close, but he had 6. But obviously, we needed 3 more from him. But he just couldn't get it done for us. So
cool. Well, I feel really good about these. Obviously, we're not putting out any picks we don't feel good about. We're just still trying to get on a heater here. Post All-Star break, we shaking off the dust a little bit, or the rust, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, let's break down these plays. Before we get into the breakdowns, we want to tell you guys about Daily Grind. They're an awesome company that makes daily fantasy tools, and we've partnered up with them. They were the first sponsor to ever reach out to us. They were fans of the show, and they showed us how their tools worked. And as soon as we tried it, we were like, we would love to partner up with you guys. And so we use their DFS optimizer every single day. And I can't tell you guys, beyond just the videos, Every time I'm going to make a slip, that's the first place I go. That DFS optimizer, especially like I find that I use it all day long. As soon as I get the urge to make a slip, you just hop on there. And for sports that you don't follow, it's crucial. It's such a huge help. It puts all of your odds makers and all of your platforms in one spot, and it shows you they do basically do all the work for you. They calculate what they think based on the odds, and there's all sorts of stuff that goes into it, but they put it all in order, what they think are the most likely props to hit. But yeah, they're giving everyone 25% off if you just use code BACKDOOR. There's a link in the description of the video, but you can go straight to dgfantasy.com and you can check out all the tools they have. I would recommend going through them if you're going to use the promo code, because it's a one-time discount. But if you want to use it on multiple tools, they'll give it to you on any tool you sign up for. So definitely check that out, and let's get into these plays. All right, so Precious Achiuwa. I've been like, this guy's just like, I'm targeting him whenever there's a game right now. He's been really turning things up. I'm really kind of feeling like the Knicks sort of got a steal here in that trade. We got a 223 over under in this game against Boston, and Boston's only favored by 6.5. Even with so many Knicks players out, the Knicks are just looking really good, and they don't even have Julius Randle right now. They have a few other guys out today, but Precious has just been playing great. So this is his blocks and steals that I was on. This is over here on Outlier. You can see he's been super active, and that's what we always talk about. We look for with fantasy score plays, because you get for every block and every steal. If you're unfamiliar with fantasy score, I know most of you know this, but if you're unfamiliar with fantasy score, they basically just, it's like you're playing DFS, like a DraftKings type thing. But on Prize Picks, they give you 3 points for every block and 3 points for every steal. So guys that were taking the fantasy score option, you'll notice they're almost never guys that can't play defense. Otherwise, we'd just rather take like PRA, But anyways, he's been getting like 3, 5, 4, 6 in this category, which adds up quick. So I'm really liking this play today. If we take a look at the PRA, he's been doing well, especially these last 2 games. The matchup is like somewhat difficult. Obviously, it's the Celtics. They're really good. They're second in points allowed to power forwards, but they're 19th in rebounds. So on fantasy score, you get 1.2 points per rebound. So that adds up if you're talking about guys with like getting double digits, which he's been doing pretty regularly lately. And they're 9th in assists allowed, so nothing to be too concerned about there. He doesn't go crazy with assists, but if we actually jump over to the fantasy score option on Outlier, look how often he's been going over this between PRA and blocks and steals. That's why we like guys who can throw in some defense, because if you just looked at his PRA, you wouldn't think he's been that great. But then when you throw in some of the defensive scoring, he's gone 6 straight games eclipsing this line. So yeah, 8 out of his last 10 games, he's gone over this. And then let's take a look at this. I thought I had the head-to-head on. Oh no, I'm thinking of a different one. All right, so we don't have a head-to-head option just yet. But if we look at his minutes, dude's getting a ton of minutes over the last 10 games, averaging 40.4 minutes, which is what we love. 3 fouls per game, little high, but nothing to be too concerned about. But like we always say, defensive players are going to commit more fouls because they're more active with their hands. He's shooting 60% from the field, just under 11 attempts per game. He's shooting 40% from 3, but he's only taking 2 attempts per game, so it's not really that relevant. It's really like his points, rebounds, and defensive plays that I'm excited about here, is why I'm going to be taking it. If we hop over to Daily Grind, take a look. They actually have this favored to go under. Wait a minute. Is that right? Okay, yeah. Sorry, I just had to double check, make sure the line's right. They have this favored to go under. And I think it's because of the discrepancy here. You can usually figure out, that's why I love this DFS optimizer. They give you so many different categories to look at. So, and if once you get to know this thing, you can see why it's telling you this. So why is it telling me that it's 56.28% odds to hit the under, but it's only a -128 to go under? So it's not heavily juiced on their odds, but their odds to hit indicators popping off. And that's because of the discrepancy between Prize Picks giving it to us at 30 and BetMGM is the only other one listed, and they have it at 28. So the odds to hit indicator is paying attention to basically like discrepancies. So it's noticing a huge discrepancy here, and it's telling you might want to take advantage of that, but their odds are not overly confident that it's going to go under. The reason that I'm feeling really good about this is he's been killing it lately anyways, and we've got some extra guys out. Let's just take a look back at Outlier for the injuries. So yeah, OG Anunoby is out. Julius Randle's obviously out. Mitchell's obviously out. And Miles McBride, who doesn't really affect Precious's minutes too much, but he's a game time decision as well. So I'm definitely going to be rolling this play. I feel really good about it. And my next play I'm going with is Anthony Edwards. Take a look at this over under here. We got a 218.5 over under with the Timberwolves favored by 8. They're playing so good right now. Very impressive season. I thought that it was just kind of like the Rudy Gobert experiment out there. I thought like, okay, like last year it was not looking good. So they're scary now. It's pretty awesome to see them turn it around so quick. So yeah, I'm not overly concerned about a blowout here, but they are playing really good ball right now, and they're coming off of a back-to-back where that was a tough game against Milwaukee, who's figuring it out as well. If we hop up here to Anthony Edwards and we take a look at his rebounds and assists, he's really been popping off as of late. He's only gone over 5 out of his last 10, but if we take a look at the last 5, he's just been playing great. He's got a great matchup. The Brooklyn Nets are 24th in rebounds allowed to shooting guards and 11th in assists allowed. And I know that he kind of bounces around between the 2 and the 3. But even if we hop over to the 3, it's an even better matchup if he is not playing the 2. 30th in rebounds allowed, 22nd in assists allowed. And we look at his minutes, averaging 34.6 minutes per game, just 1.8 fouls. He's very clean about his game, not getting in foul trouble. And getting those minutes, I think he could play even more, but they don't really need him to. So yeah, he's been crushing this line lately. I'm feeling really good about it. If we hop over to Daily Grind, they, for some reason, this wasn't populating. I'll give it another shot. Yeah, so I'm going to skip Daily Grind for this one. For whatever reason, it's not coming up on their site there. But yeah, feeling really good about this play. I'll keep moving here. So on to my last play, Derek White. I like his fantasy score. Part of it is a trending thing. I already went over this, but let's hop over here one more time. 223.5 over under. Celtics favored by 6.5. And if we hop back over to Outlier, so yeah, Derek has been, this is the main reason I want to take fantasy score. We've got like a huge trend here popping off where he's been kind of just all of a sudden going nuts again. You know, this guy was looking incredible at the beginning of the year. The first like month or so, we were just cashing him week in and week out. And then things kind of changed, and he's been a little bit more sporadic. But this is looking like whenever I see guys popping off for 40 and 52, I'm like, okay, he's in rhythm right now. I want a piece of that. It makes me feel safer about the play because I personally factor that kind of stuff in. Like when you're in rhythm, when you're playing great, like I don't think you just randomly have like a totally off night. So even if he doesn't pop off for like 52, I don't think he's going to go under 28 while he's in rhythm like this. And part of it, since we're taking fantasy score, is the blocks and steals. And he's always been a really good defender. In his last game, he had 3 blocks, 2 steals. So that right there is 15 points for fantasy score alone. And you can see he's pretty active for a shooting guard anyways. You know, what is that like? He went something like, that's like 11 straight games with 2 or more stocks, they call it, like steals and blocks. So feeling good about this. I want to show you one more thing on Outlier, and that's under his fantasy score. And I believe this was the head-to-head. Last time he played the Knicks, he went nuts. He went for 50 fantasy score. And his history against the Knicks is pretty good too. He's gone 4 out of 7. He's cleared this line. So I'm feeling great about this play. Sorry, a little bit. So yeah, minutes, 34 minutes per game, just 2 fouls per game. He's getting it done everywhere, but the main thing we love about him is he can shoot the 3, he can facilitate, and he's very good on defense. And if you guys are interested in checking out this app Outlier, it's also crucial to what we do. We use it every single day. We've partnered with them. You can try it for free for 7 days. Just go through the link in the description of the video, check it out, see how you like it. No commitment there, just 7 days to mess around with it and see if you like it. But definitely explore it if you try it. Go through all these tabs. Like, they give you so much information. You can even fine tune it. And like, let's say Porzingis is out, I can like fine tune all of these stats to say, what is Derek White doing when Porzingis is out? And you can do that with any player. It's like a huge upside tool for us. So definitely try it. All right. So last thing, let's go over here to Derek White on Daily Grind. Fantasy Score, they also have this favored to go under 53.37%. But once again, that's the odds to hit. And then if we look at their odds, they have it 50-50, even slightly favoring the over. And it's the same thing. Whenever you see like sort of like the numbers aren't making sense to you, why is this favored to go under? Well, it's because Prize Picks is giving it to us at 28, and then BetMGM and DraftKings have it at 26.9. So it's just noticing the discrepancy there and saying that you might be overpaying. But then when you look at their odds, they're not favoring it to go under. So I'm feeling good about this. I want to stay in the flames with them, but you guys go with your gut. You don't have to play all 6 of these. You can just pick out your favorite 2 and do like a 2-man or a 3 or 4-man, just fade the ones you're not into. But those are my 3. I'm going to pass it over to Jordy to break down his now.
Sweet. Yeah, man. So to get me started, before I do that though, I want to tell you guys about our other partner, and that is Chalkboard. Chalkboard is another betting platform like Prize Picks, or it's just like a prop pick'em platform. But what they do that no one else does is you can set your own lines. So like you can take this Dante DiVincenzo 3-pointers made, for instance, and I could take it to go over 4.5 if I think he's gonna get like 5 threes, and it'll give me a higher multiplier. Or I could take it and bump it all the way down to like 2.5 and get a lower multiplier. And you can build your slips up to like 100x payout. And they also let you place bets as low as $1, and you can protect your plays now. It's called Shield Plays. It's been a lot of fun. Me and Russo have been having a lot of fun putting slips in the Discord on it and all that stuff. So it's been a good time. Definitely go check that out. And definitely check out our Discord too. I've been playing a lot of esports at night, and we've been throwing a lot of slips in there, and it's been a lot of fun watching esports games late night with you guys after the NBA and all that is over. So definitely go check out those things. You can find the link in the description for both. And another thing about Chalkboard, they are also matching your guys' deposit up to $100 as well. So if you put in 100, you'll get 100 to play with, just like Prize Picks. It's a sweet deal, so definitely go take advantage of that. And all right, let's get into these plays. So I've got this Dante DiVincenzo for over 3.5 3-pointers made. He's been awesome. He's a great shooter. That's kind of what he does. He's a big scorer guy. So I feel good about taking this one. A little bit of a tough matchup. They're 8th in threes allowed, but they're still giving up 3.8 a game. And this dude, if he catches fire, he's as good as any other shooter in the league when it comes to what he's capable of. He's gone over this line 4 out of 5 times. And if you look at the head-to-head, he hasn't done this a lot, but his minutes weren't looking too hot in these games. But, this was like early on in his career, like 15, 16 minutes is not what the story's telling here. Now he's getting 39.7 minutes over the last 5 games. So, he's with all the injury and stuff, he's been thrusted into a bigger role as well. And he's gone over this 8 out of his last 10 games. Like, he's a fantastic shooter. And I like his 3-pointers better than like his points, because his points are set pretty high. And he's hitting his 3-pointers without going over the point line. So I like the 3-pointers. That's where he gets a majority of his points anyway. So it just makes sense for me. If you look at this one on Daily Grind, I always have to type these in because it like refreshes it on me. But this one is used to go over at a 52.39% chance and a -127. So I like this one, like the way it's looking. Like I said, no OG Anunoby again. Miles McBride out. Julius Randle, no Mitchell Robinson still. So he's going to get plenty of minutes. Ever since Randle's been out, he's been getting like over 30 minutes a game. So, it's been fun watching him and Hart and Brunson go at it again. So taking this one over, and then this next one I have is Cam Thomas for over 2.5 assists. I feel good about this one. He's gone over the 7 out of 10 games, and it's one of those things, he's the guy for them, and his minutes are looking good. 33.1 minutes a game, that's what we want to see. And 13 out of 20 games in the head-to-head he's gone over in the most recent one, and that's because that's where he's getting his minutes, like 4.3 minutes and whatnot. And then in the last game, which was on January 25th, he went for 3 and he got only 28 minutes in that game. So I think he's perfectly capable of going over this line for us. It's Minnesota, so it's a really tough scoring matchup for everyone on this team, but I think he'll be okay to get this done for us. 3 is just not that much for, who Cam Thomas is. So going to be rolling the dice on him. If we look at this one on Daily Grind, let's see here. I don't know if they're going to pull him up. Let's see. Yeah, it's not pulling up. Let's type in his last name. It's not pulling him up. So the odds on this one, if we just look at the odds here on Outlier, since Daily Grind won't pull it up, minus 119 on PrizePicks. They do that with all their lines. FanDuel minus 132, DraftKings and BetMGM are minus 135 and 140. So pretty good consensus on that one. So I like that play. And then my last one is Josh Hart for 13 rebounds and assists. He's been on fire. I'm hoping to stay in the flames with him here. In the first game back, he stayed right where he was. I was going to play this one, but I just wanted to see like one more game without, with them coming back and seeing what they were doing. So it's looking good. I mean, he had 15 against Philly. He had 12 rebounds and 3 assists. This is one that I don't even really care what the matchup looks like. He's just super capable. Like he's a big rebounder guy. You can see here, he's only missed this once. He had a tough game against Orlando. But, I mean, the Duke, he's putting up double-doubles consistently when it comes to rebounds and assists. So, 13 is just so low. They're giving us to it at 13 as well, which is nice because it can just push. But PrizePicks has it at minus 119. Underdog has it at minus 120. I feel good about this one. If we look at Daily Grind, hopefully I can pull this one up on here. Let's see. Okay, so they have it. It's just slightly favored to go under at a 51.3% chance and a minus 124 to go under. So go with your gut. I feel good about it. It's all the indicators are pointing towards yes. In the head-to-head, he's come really close, but he hasn't been getting those same consistent type of minutes. Like he had some big minute games in here, but against Boston and the way he's playing now, I think he could definitely. He's gonna have to. If they're going to have a chance in this game tonight, everyone's going to have to play well. So, it's just going to come down to how these guys are playing. And those are the 3 I've got, man.
All right. Yeah, that's 6 for you guys. I'm just sitting over here, like, I'm reflecting a little bit on, like, I don't know if you guys understand, like, how big of a deal it is that Chalkboard added this shield play thing. This could quickly become my favorite platform to use. Sorry, I'm not trying to like ramble on and on about it, but I made this slip yesterday. What I like to do is if you see demon plays, like I personally love playing demon plays, especially, every now and again you see one that you're like, oh, he could totally hit this, like the Precious Achua rebounds yesterday. I'm like, okay, 11 and a half. That's kind of a stretch, but he's knocking on the door regularly. And so, you can make those plays, any demon play over here, you can make it on Chalkboard, but you can take any player and create that demon play like I did yesterday. I went ahead and did Vince Williams. They had his assist set at like 4.5. I'm like, okay, that's easy for him to hit. What would happen if I bumped it up to 6.5, because I know he's been getting a lot of assists? Well, I took it at 6.5 and it gave me a 3.01x. And then I took Jalen Johnson, 11.5 rebounds. It gave me 3.37x. So I made a 6-man slip yesterday. One of them was like a free play of Steph Curry for over 2.5 3-pointers. So a 6-man slip with Steph Curry, 2.5 3-pointers. One of those plays was Fred VanVleet over 2.5 first quarter points. And I'm not trying to take forever doing this, but I just want to like let you guys know, like that slip I made, that 6-man slip, I didn't hit, but it was, even with it being a shielded play where I could hit 4 of 6 and still get some of my money back, or 5 of 6. 5 of 6 on this slip would pay me 7.35x. So it's not like your typical, like, oh, if you get 5 of 6, you double your money. It's like, no, I was getting 7.35x on 5 and 6. If I went 6 of 6, which I fine tuned and made all of these lines the way I wanted them to personally be set at, It was a 56.94x slip. So I just barely missed it. Trey Mann, I had Trey Mann for 4.5 rebounds, and he went for 4. But I'm just like, I can't wait for the desktop version of this to come out, because we'll absolutely start doing videos for Chalkboard. So definitely take advantage of this, guys. It's iOS only right now, but once you get in here and you see what it's like to set your own lines and now have basically flex plays on here, and plays as low as $1, it's just, they're covering everything. And so I'm so pumped, because that was my only thing. I was enjoying Chalkboard before, but then they added the shielded play, and I'm like, oh my gosh, these people are crazy. Like, they're giving you this much freedom. So definitely check it out. Use code backdoor. If you guys want to check out our Discord, it's just getting funner by the day. Like, now we've got like this esports thing going at night. It seems like everyone's getting into esports overnight. I'm tailing picks. I'm still learning. Jordy has a lot more experience in this department. He knows who these players are and what they're capable of. So I just tail his picks, but we've got guys covering everything. Moose has been on his heater as normal. He's like 18 days straight of hitting these 2-man slips. It's just a really fun community. If you end up checking it out, there's just a link in the description of the video. It's like 50 cents a day. And just go through that link. And once you're in Discord, go to server subscriptions and subscribe. It'll unlock everything. Hit us up in the chat. Hit us up in community chat when you get in there, and we'll welcome you. We'll show you how everything works. You get to know the other people in there. It's like a family, honestly. We talk in there with everybody every single day. And last thing, we're about to make our Underdog video. So if you haven't signed up for Underdog yet, definitely take advantage there. They're giving you a full deposit match. Up to $100. So $100 gets you $200, and they give you instant pick'em specials. So you get some basically some free plays to help you get started on the right foot. But they've been putting basically free plays and discounted plays in there every single day. So yeah, we run our full 5-man slip. We're about to jump into that video. So if you haven't signed up yet, definitely sign up for Underdog. Have a nice little, diverse set of platforms so you can bounce around and get the value on each of them. But we hope you guys have a great weekend. It's been really great, just getting back on track with you guys, and we appreciate you guys as a community. We can't thank you enough for helping us build our channel and liking the videos and whatnot. So we hope you have a great weekend, guys, and we'll catch you here just in a little bit for the Underdog video.
All right, good luck, guys.